action is going to be on David this time.
The blinds again are 12 and 24,000.
Let's gamble.
You make it? No.
I chopped
Down, finds 7-5 offsuit and folds.
He fakes his hat, says let's gamble, then he throws his cards away.
Here comes Antonio.
He's got a 10-6 of diamonds.
He's got about half the chips he started the day with, so things haven't gone his way so far.
But he is pushing this pot with just a 10-6 of diamonds.
Makes it 60,000 to go.
Into Bill Gaze, who has a king 10 this time.
Bill Gaze is sensing Antonio's making another move.
Yeah.
Well, he's not going to call it finally. Back around to Vinny, who's got the kids' game, Acey-Deucey in his hand.
I raise it.
And he is going to raise it.
And he's had enough.
110 more.
He really has a good read on Antonio, seems like to me. And here he's bet 170,000.
Adam looks at a 6-7, is going to throw it away. Mike going out.
Now we're back around to Antonio.
110 more.
Not feeling too good right now. He just raised it with a 10-6. He got re-raised 110,000.
Now Antonio knows he's been caught here a little bit, but he's been spanked earlier. What will he do this time?
Raise.
He's going to raise it.
Oh, he's had enough.
He's going to go all in here for all his money, Vince, with a 10-6. He has re-raised Vinny Vin. Sensed a little weakness on his part, and indeed, Vinny is a little weak with an ace-deuce offsuit.
A bold move by the magician, Antonio.
Well, it's going to cost Vinny about another 437,000 to call this bet. So Antonio has put him to the test here, Vince, for all his money. What a great, bold play and courageous move by Antonio. Whether it gets called or not, you got to have a lot of heart to pull the trigger for all your money, where if the guy calls you and you lose, you're out in sixth place.
Brilliant poker by both players. Just absolute brilliant reads. Can Vinny call this with just ace-deuce?
It's going to cost him another $437,000 to call this bet. A tremendous amount to call here when you're looking at ace-deuce offsuit.
Folks, you don't necessarily need cards to win this game. Just a lot of nerve. And 2 words, all in.
$607,000 all-in bet on a 10 high.
Look at this. He's not going to call it. He's laying it down.
Vinny does lay it down.
Let's see if Antonio shows this absolute bluff.
Oh, he does turn it over to show the crowd.
Oh, and he's going to give the poker wave.
Yep, the Antonio poker wave, folks. There you see it.
And he just wants to tilt this man from Vietnam.
Wow. Well, they should be waving back and saluting back, in fact, Vince, for that play.
Oh, be proud, Antonio. You deserve it. All right, the price of poker is going up. $25,000 antes. Blinds are going to be $150,000, $300,000. And Gus has a premium hand here, King Jack of Hearts.
Yep, he's got the Kojak suited. It comes in for $750,000.
Right behind him, David Chu looks down at a Queen 4 of Hearts.
Well, he's going to defend, Vince.
Sure.
He's making the call here with the Queen 4 hearts. Well, David better hope hearts don't flop out there. He could be in serious trouble.
Oh, and it's a Queen 7 deuce. Queens for David Chu.
Well, nice flop for David. He's going to check here. And Gus does not make the continuation bet here. Well, that's something you don't see often.
Turn card coming up. It's a 4. Diamonds giving Chu 2 pair.
Again, David checks. Well, he is trying to reel Gus in here.
Now, there is 3 diamonds out there.
There's no way he's going to put Gus on a flush at this point. He would suspect that Gus would have bet a 4 flush on the flop had he had one.
Is Gus going to bet into this here?
He has nothing but a King Jack, but he's going to fire at this pot. $900,000. He's betting with no hand and no draw.
Now, you got to think David feels he's in front.
You know, David's going to play this pot. The question is, do you just call here or just come over the top of Gus right now with the 3 diamonds out there? Just in fear another diamond might come off. You think he might just raise it here?
Is he going to push? No, he's just calling.
Well, he's just calling with 2 pair. No card. Gus Hansen can catch to win the pot. Here comes that river card. 9 of diamonds comes off.
And another diamond.
Well, that is not the card that David wanted to see. He's going to check the 2 pair.
And Gus hitting nothing here, but...
Well, Vince, the only way Gus can win this pot is to bet at it. But he's got to recognize that when David called on the turn, he has something. He's either got 1 pair, 2 pair, or a flush draw. Had to have one of those hands to call the $900,000 bet. Gus has got to try to figure out which one. If he puts him on the pair, 2 pair, he might want to try to bluff at it with the 4 flush. If not, he'll just check it down and give up the pot. Just riffling his chips over there. In a predicament here. Over $3.3 million in this pot. Vince, he is going to bet $2 million.
Almost uncallable. What pressure Gus Hansen is putting on David Chu.
Vince, he knows there's no way Gus is going to bet a pair or 2 pair. He's just going to check it down. He's either on a stone bluff or he's got the flush. There is no in between here.
However, if he should make this call, got news for you. He'd be the new chip leader.
He's making the call. No. Fake me out there.
Boy, oh boy, got us both excited. Look at Gus, he's doing this little tic-tac-toe thing.
Well, he's just ignoring him.
Zen moves.
He did not change from playing that little game even when David Chu was acting like he was calling. Well, David Chu shaking his head no, chastising himself for not betting on the flop and raising on the turn. Because look at the predicament he's got himself into now.
Sorry, guys. No problem.
See, that's nice. I like a man when he takes a lot of time, says sorry. He has consideration that there's a lot of time.
Well, Vince, he wants Gus to look up at him, but Gus is not doing it. He's just playing his little game over there.
I'm not interested. I don't care game. What is that?
That's Gus's game right now. With the chips. If David lays this hand down, Gus Hansen will win a pot that he had no business winning whatsoever. Oh. David lays down the best hand. He gave Gus credit for having a flush there. Give Gus Hansen credit there. He not only fired on the turn, he had the moxie to fire $2 million more at the river to pick up that pot on a bluff.
He told you to fold.
Even Will the Thrill didn't fold it.
What more do you want from him?
All right, man. I'm calling clock on you too, man. Don't worry about it.
Well, there you see, Vince. Moon
Never
upset
takes
that the
too
guy
long.
called the clock on him. Felt like it made him rush his decision, and he made the wrong one.
Paya,
He's targeting El Paya now.
he's getting Moon Kim to tilt a little bit. With the clock being called. Back to the action. A few folds.
And it's folded around to El Paya, and he picks up Ace-King. Big hand here. On the button. Going to raise it up, makes it $65,000 to go.
Now Joe Sirach, who's in the small blind, has a Jack 10. Does he want to invest a little bit more?
This is the easygoing skateboarder.
Yeah, he loves to skateboard.
So I'm skateboarding around the parking lot before this final table
I
started.
love that. Stay loose. He says he has no particular home. He just travels the world.
I was thinking about 3-betting here or folding, but no, he's just going to call.
And now Moon Kim with a Jack 8.
Well, he's making the call also.
Yep.
So 3-way action here. El Paya out in front with the Ace-King.
And here comes the first 3. Oh, it's ace, 9, deuce. Beautiful for El Paya. Hitting aces with a king kicker.
Dream flop for El Paya there. No straight draw, no flush draw really out there.
They both check in front of him, and El Paya with the continuation bet of 80,000. And Sirach now goes out.
Oh, and look at this. Moon is check raising here, Vince. I think he is steaming because the guy called the clock on him the last hand.
Well, you could be right. He's taking a shot here, saying maybe that was just a continuation bet by El Paya. I'm going to find out where I am, but El Paya, of course, going to stick around. Aces with top kicker makes the call. Turn card coming up.
And 4 comes up on the turn.
Nothing card. Moon Kim's going to try it again.
quickly bets 200,000.
You would think you would learn your lesson, though, when the guy calls you on the flop. Maybe not.
El Paya is afraid he flopped aces and deuces or aces and nines, possibly even 3 deuces, but still, I don't see you going anywhere here with ace-king.
Well, Paya doesn't have that many chips left, and he's going to make this call very strong, very solid. River card is...
Now, 7 of diamonds comes off.
Safe card.
So a nothing card comes up.
Oh, boy. Moon Kim with tilt chips, it appears.
Those are $100,000 plaques he's putting out there, and he's essentially setting El Paya all in right here.
With absolute zip and pip, and El Paya is squirming.
Deuces?
Well, Vince, he's a pro player. He's got to understand that this guy was angry the hand before when he called the clock. He's just trying to get him back here now. If he's got you beat, he's just got you beat. I don't see how you can lay this hand down under the circumstances of what just happened.
He got aces with the king kicker. You pay that off, but you can't fold his hand.
You just don't think amateurs are going to make bluffs at you for this size.
He shows you, and he's going to let it go. And Moon Kim is going to show the bluff.
Not a good fold. I got bluff, boys.
He's going to put the salt in the wound.
Stone bluff by the Moon Man.
Oh, man, the moon went for the total eclipse, and it paid off.
Well, Vince, El Paya made a mistake there. He lost control of the hand and let the guy who was angry at him bluff him out of a pot.
Let's go to the felt.
350.
Action on Jonathan. King 7 makes it 350 to go.
Oh, it just continues here for Rath. The roll I'm talking about, in terms of picking up hands, here he's got 2 jacks.
Raise.
And he is going to 3-bet it. 975,000 now the bet. And Jonathan's got to wonder what's going on. He says, I never seem to win a pot heads up with this guy.
But he will call this. King 7 of spades up against jacks.
And flop comes ace 4 deuce. Neither player happy to see the ace.
But Roth with the jacks, gonna bet 625.
Yeah, makes the continuation bet. Jonathan is going to make the call here, Vince. No hand, no draw. This just a float. Perhaps he's going to try to steal it later on. Now the 8 of hearts comes off. This gives Rath a flush draw to go along with his jacks, and it goes check, check. And now a 10 of spade on the river.
Roth just not trusting that his opponent, maybe he has an ace, he's thinking he checks again.
1.205.
And now the nice strong bet with nothing by Jonathan. And the bet is 1.2 million. And Roth looking very uncomfortable. He's going to muck this.
Wow.
Jonathan is going to show the hand.
Nice hand.
He has just taken out his pocket knife, cut him open, and poured the salt shaker into it.
Still gotta fold my hand.
Beautifully done.
That'll make the flying saucer tilt as it's orbiting the Earth, I'll tell you that.
Okay, the antes are up to 50,000. Blinds are 150 and 300,000. Action on Roth from Toronto. He's only 24. He's got a king 6 this time.
He makes it 700,000 to go here. Jonathan going to make the call here with the 7-6. Wants to see a flop. Now flop comes king, jack, deuce.
Roth has hit the pair of kings.
450.
And Jonathan with just 7 high will make a bet. Plunge away at 450.
Wow, he's going to lead right out into the pre-flop razor here. But that's not going to work. As Ratherham has top pair, as you can see. And he's just going to call the 450. Figures Jonathan might be on a straight draw or flush draw. Wants to see what comes off here. Well, a deuce comes off. Jonathan is checked.
Yep, Roth is going to bet it.
Yep, 950,000.
1.4 on top.
What the heck is going on?
He has check raised with 7 high, folks. 1.4 million on top. This might not bode well for him. Rathdrum has made the call here with kings up. So we are going to the river.
River card coming up. Let's see what happens. It's a queen of hearts. So Jonathan hitting none of that. Just has 7 high. Will he continue his fluff and puff show?
2.6.
Oh, yes, he's going to do it. You got to like this.
And a healthy bet of 2.6 million.
You got to appreciate the guts of the man has. And we know, of course, Roth has top pair. Bad kicker. But with the queen there, got 2 pair, and they share the queen kicker.
Well, Vince, the check raise on the turn. You're just scared your opponent's got ace-king.
Oh, wow.
Even 2 aces.
He's going to lay this down.
You show yours, I show mine.
You do 1 for 1.
Oh, you don't want to see it again.
All right, that one.
This one?
Yeah.
That one.
Whichever one he shows him, he knows he laid down the best hand.
He was bluffing.
He's bluffing again.
Back to Mark.
Wow. Okay, now he's got the big hand. Ace-king. Makes it 90,000, and Dennis ace-4 behind him.
He's reaching for raising chips, which I'm not a fan of. This is problematic, Vince, because he's gone so small, his opponent is getting the correct price to call with anything in position, and you have a hand that doesn't really play very well post-flop.
A lot of players would come back over the top with the ace-king, but no, Mark content just to call it, hoping to get lucky on the flop. Queen 8-3 on the flop.
Not a great flop for either player.
Dennis gonna put out a bet, 235.
Mark has too much hand here. Plus his hand is underrepresented by just calling the 3-bet pre-flop on the button, so he's gonna continue.
Turn card is another queen. Dennis still with nothing, just a little ace high with a bad kicker.
This might work, but this bet seems crazy to me. Your opponent can have all of the queens. He's not folding an 8. He's not folding any pairs to you. If he's got like 9-10 or Jack-10, he still might call you and try and bluff the river. I'm really just not a fan of this one, Vince.
Well, he's bet 560. Action clock ticking down, putting the pressure on the Irishman, and he's going to get the chips out and make this call.
And it just goes to show if you're bluffing with ace high and your opponent won't fold ace high, you've picked the wrong spot to bluff.
River card. Dennis sickened about this, hoping to get something. No, 10 on the river. So neither player with a pair. Does Dennis give up the betting?
That's not a good card for Dennis. A lot of the hands that we'll call twice with might have like 9-10, Jack-10, maybe with the backdoor flush draw. Of course, 10 of hearts makes that impossible.
Dennis is checked. And wow, it's a 650 bet into Dennis.
Mark seems concerned that, well, maybe my opponent has some kind of weird pair that he got to the river with. I don't want to let him show that down. I'm not sure this is exactly the hand I turn into a bluff, but I don't hate what he's doing here. What if Dennis check raises? That would be so nasty.
I'm all in.
Oh, wow.
Oh, quick fold by Mark.
Oh, Mark getting so punished for betting that river. And Dennis tables it. Crowd goes wild, and how could they not?
Ace high.
Play of the season so far. Incredible. Dennis Blind looking good right here. The antes are going up to 10,000. Blinds are 30 and 60. Back on Glenn. Father of 2. And he's going to fold his hand.
And Uncle Rocco has 2 deuces on the button.
Getting out raising chips. Yes, he's going to make it 160 to go. And let's take a look at Chris. Has got queens.
Unbelievable.
Beautiful hand.
I think he's raised this guy just about every time he's come in a pot. Sometimes he has a hand, sometimes he doesn't. This time he does. And he's going to make it 420,000 to go.
Patrick frustrated. Can't get in cheap with his ace-3 of clubs. Folds the hand. So back on Michael Rocco. Former chip leader. He's going to call. He's investing. He hopes to get lucky. Here we are.
Most of the chips Rocco's lost has been to Mormon.
Good flop for Chris Moorman with the overpair, but he's going to check it.
And Rocco checks right behind him. Didn't want to fall into any traps, which he would have. Now a 9 comes off. Now Chris is going to reach for chips.
He'd like to have his old rival really pay him off. And right now he's betting 455. He's got to be feeling pretty good, but no more, because look at this Michael Rocco making a play, going to 1.5 million. Incredible.
Well, Chris Moorman, who 3-bet before the flop and then checked on the flop of 10 high, which was a little strange. Now he's going to make the call here.
Yeah, good solid call. Huge pot going to the river. It's an ace of hearts.
Well, neither player going to like to see that card. Fearful the other guy's got an ace in his hand. Moorman going to check.
Now, what do you do if you're Michael? It would take such boldness to continue the larceny.
Wow.
Just check it down and know that you probably beat. When you take a stab at another bluff, this takes a lot of bravery to stick those chips in. That's exactly what he's going to do.
Wow. And he's put almost all his chips in this pot on a bluff.
2.1 million. This is a very bold bet.
If you're in Moorman's seat, this is a very tough call to make, folks. You're fearful your opponent's made something like ace-9, where he's got aces up now.
It would be the call of the year, but so difficult to make. They have to manipulate it on the turn, and now the river. It's going to work for Michael Rocco. What a move!
He outplayed him there, no doubt about it.
And he is back in a big way.
He gave the nod, the signal. I outplayed this guy.
He is loving it. All right, back to the action. Aaron Queskin. Ace-10. Gonna go to 250.
And Freddie picks up king-queen behind him. And the thorn in his side all night long at this final table has been Freddie. I don't think Aaron's beat Freddie a pot yet. Freddie in position, gonna make the call. Mike gonna make the call out of the small blind, and all of a sudden Brent says, hey, all that money out there, let me call this small raise. 4-way action in a raised pot. You just don't see it very often at a final table.
And here we go with the flop. It's an ace-10-9.
Well, just a great flop there for Aaron as he flopped top 2 pair, but action is on Mike as he's flopped top pair. He's going to check. Brent's going to check.
And Aaron, though, top 2 pair.
Certainly going to bet his 2 pair. 400,000. Freddie with a gut shot straight draw going to make the call. Mike has top pair. What does he do? He's going to call also. Brent says, let me get out of this quickly.
Quagmire. All right, let's see what happens on this turn. It's
Ooh, 8 of spades. That's a real scare card for all 3 players. Possible straight, possible flush.
Mike's checking again. Aaron's slowing down with the check.
And he checks the top 2 pair there. Knowing very easy one of these guys could have possibly made a straight or a flush.
Oh, look at this. Freddie's going to stab with it. He's going to make a bet of 1.2 million.
It's a pretty good sized bet, Vince.
He's got Mike out.
But I don't see Aaron going anywhere with top 2 pair. He understands that Freddie could have made a straight or a flush. But still, top 2 pair in a 4-handed poker game, pretty good hand. He's going to make the call here. So Freddie D must catch a jack to win this pot, at least with the best hand.
Let's see if he does it. No. Miserable deuce shows up. Aaron's going to check again.
Well, Freddie knows the only way he can win this pot is to bet at it. But I'm not sure that's going to win it for him, as his opponent has top 2 pair. I just don't see it happening. But Freddie's going to give it the grand old try. He's getting out a lot of chips here, Vince.
1.7.
Wow.
1.7 million is the bet. Well, Aaron has lost every pot tonight to Freddie Deeb. Got to be shell-shocked by the guy. Does he want to give him another 1.7 million here, at least in his mind? Freddie could easily have a jack-queen here the way this hand was played.
There's straights out there. There's flushes out there.
He
And look at
gives up
this.
the top two pair. Freddie shows him the bluff. And Aaron gets up to go throw up, I believe.
That time you knew I was bluffing, huh? You knew I was
Freddie
bluffing,
D
huh?
relishing in the win
Folded top two,
with
Freddie.
the bluff. Beautifully done. David with a nice little 6-5 at diamonds just calling. And Modest with a king 10. He's going to raise to 275. Gets the call by Baker. Here we go with the flop. It is a king, queen, 5. Modest with kings. David with 5s. And Modest will continue with the 375 bet.
Great flop for Modest, of course. He's got backdoor draws to go along with his top pair. David will make the call with bottom pair. And we see a king of diamonds on the turn, so trips for Modest. And a dangerous card for David, because it actually makes his hand a little stronger. And not strong enough to lead out, though. This is a curious and I would say ambitious bet.
Wow, he is betting 550 with just the 5s. Pretending like he has a king or something.
Call.
We know Modest has the king, and so he just walks the dog and makes the call. Big pot brewing and the river card coming up. And it's an ace. David is going to check it.
900.
Modest, of course, with 3 of a kind, is going to put in a value bet of 900. You would think it's going to be quitting time here for David.
I would assume so. But he is counting out chips, and it looks
no.
like a raise
You
coming
gotta
in
be kidding.
here.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Wow, he has gone over the top, a total of 2.4. That's a 1.5 million raise, and this is very interesting.
What a strange spot for Modest. Not only does he have trips, but he has the 10 of hearts that blocks the Jack-10 straight for David. And he likely thinks that David isn't limping the small blind with ace-king or pocket queens all that frequently. But he knows David could have king-queen or king-5.
Taking more time. This is a big moment. And I'll tell you something, if he makes this call, it would cripple David Baker.
Well, the tension is thick in this arena.
If he should make this, he'll be the hero, but he's going to throw it away. David Baker gets away with it.
David Baker super proud of himself after that one.
Absolutely. That is the bluff of the week. Beautifully done.
Foul bluff.
Modest says, show me the bluff. No, you're going to have to wait to see it.
Now getting back to this hand right now, Joe Wynn's going to quickly raise with ace-6 of diamonds. Going up to 175 to go. Paul out. And now Kai Chang with a king-jack offsuit is making the call. Here we go with the flop.
Well, flop is queen, queen, 8, 2 clubs. No help to either player.
Kai's going to check. And Joe, the telephone man, going to check as well behind him.
And now the 4 clubs comes off.
Wow, 3 clubs out there.
And notice Kai looked down at his hand. And that's a tell that a guy's looking to see if he had a club in his hand. And he does. But it doesn't stop Joe Wynn from betting.
Yep, 225,000 with just ace high. But Kai has seen that he does have a pretty good club up there, and he's going to make this call. We'll go into the river. River is A4, pairs the board again.
So Joe out in front, 2-pair with ace kicker against 2-pair with king kicker.
Kai is checking again. Joe's going to bet.
Yeah, Joe going to bet 325,000 here.
And he'd like to get paid off with the guy with just king high. Wow, but Kai has different thoughts. He's going to raise this.
Wow. He's bet it up to 825,000. Now, do you want to just call with 2-pair and the ace kicker here? Do you really think the guy's got a full house? Wow, he is re-raising. I don't understand this.
Pretty aggressive.
A testosterone contest.
Amazing. Joe is going to re-raise. Says, I don't think you have much. And now Kai with just the king high. What is he going to do? Oh, man. No, say it ain't so.
2.3 million he's betting
back
here.
over the top. He's just saying, I think you have nothing. Here you go.
Wow.
Just incredible poker we're watching here.
Well, I mean, it's just very difficult to call here without a queen in your hand.
It's impossible.
I mean, Joe virtually shut himself out of this spot when he raised last time. He should have just called when the guy bet 800,000 with the ace high.
Perfect read by Kai Chang, and he's going to show it. And it doesn't get any better than this.
What a play by Kai Chang right there.
Amazing.
That is playing some poker.
Well, that's the play of the week.
Wow.
No doubt about it. He has just bluffed the steam right out of this room. Kai Chang with the super bluff right there. Face, let's go to the table. It's going to be on him. This time got a 7-5 offsuit.
Well, that's very obvious.
Call.
He hasn't seen a hand he didn't like in this heads-up battle. He limps in and calls here with the 7 high.
And Isaac right behind him with a 3 deuce of diamonds. No, he's not going to raise. So finally we get to breathe. No raise before the flop, and here it comes.
Well, flop comes ace, queen 4 with 2 hearts. Isaac with the wheel draw.
Yeah, he's checked it. And now Ryan, who hit nothing there, is getting chips out, betting on position.
And he's going to bet 300,000 here.
Call.
And he's quickly called. Well, king of diamonds comes off now.
Helps neither player.
Isaac is checked.
Now will Ryan fire once again with his nothing hand? No, slows down.
So off to the river we go. Well, the queen of clubs comes off. As the cards lie, Ryan's got the best hand with the 7 high.
700,000.
And he bets 700,000.
Well, Vince, the only way Isaac can win this pot is to bet at it. He's got the worst 2 cards you could have right now, a deuce and a 3, and he's taking a stab at it for 700,000.
Raise.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. Ryan, with almost as bad a hand, says raise.
Well, this is incredible. Vince, he thinks he's stealing the pot. Ironically, he's got the best hand with the 7 high here. But he doesn't know it. And look at this. He is raising it, going to make it $2 million. With absolute Garfunkel.
What an amazing raise this is.
Well, he's raised at $1.3 million. And right now, Isaac has a migraine headache. No. Ryan Doubt, you know, it's like Isaac's cards are turned face up on the board. The way Ryan's playing him, Vince, incredible.
And Isaac sickened.
Well, he puts his head down like he's sick to his stomach, and I don't blame him. He took a stab at this pot, and the guy raised him to $2 million, and he has absolutely nothing.
But he hasn't mucked yet. I mean, the only ridiculous chance he would have to do something like go over the top. Please don't start that.
He's got the worst 2 cards you could have at this moment.
Ryan now saying, what's going on? Why is he taking so long?
Re-raise, all in.
Oh, no, he's going to go all in.
Wow, Vince, he's done it. He's pulled the trigger for all his chips. And there's no way Ryan can call him. Ryan was bluffing himself with a 7 high.
And look at this. Isaac's going to show the hand. Oh, he's going to put some salt in the wound.
Wow. Isaac Haxton bluffed him completely, Vince. He moved all in with a deuce 3, the worst 2 cards you could be holding in that spot. What a play by Isaac Haxton there.
You're gonna like when that's on TV.
If you enjoyed that video, we've got heaps more on our YouTube channel, so check that out and hit the subscribe button for all our new uploads. And for on-demand access to every World Poker Tour episode since Season 1, check out clubwpt.com.